What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we always talk streaming, whether it's Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney+. Well, now we have HBO Max. Now, it's not the first time HBO has tried to branch out and do something different. We have HBO Now, HBO Go, and some of you may be wondering, Austin, what is going to happen to my HBO Now account? Where does that go if I get HBO Max? Well, that's kind of where I wanted to start today because there has been a bit of confusion there. So if you have HBO Now, all you have to do is update the app, and that should turn into HBO Max, so you don't have to do anything different. You're paying the same price, but you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. If you have HBO Go, that is something that you basically get through HBO if you have cable. You should be able to authenticate your HBO Go information through HBO Max, basically typing in what you type in for your Go account, and that should convert into Max. Now, if that doesn't work, then you may have to take extra steps, and you will have two different apps. You'll still have your Go account, and then there is the AT&T connection. AT&T has a huge relationship with HBO, so there's a possibility that you can use your AT&T plan to add on HBO Max, authenticate it through that, and you won't be paying anything extra. Now, if you have none of those things, then you can go on, sign up for HBO Max. The price is $14.99 per month. Now, you may be saying, Austin, why is it so much more expensive than Disney+? Why is it almost the same price as Netflix? Well, that's what we're talking about today. So today, I'm going to go through what this platform has to offer. We're going to determine if it's worth the money, and then look forward to the future. A lot of these platforms, Disney+, Apple+, when they drop for the first time, they have content available, absolutely. But what gets us hyped up about something like Disney Plus is the fact that they have all of these Marvel TV shows coming down the pipeline, a lot of Star Wars content, a lot of Pixar extras. Sure, we got The Mandalorian. Sure, we've had a few Disney Plus originals that have hit. But so far, I look at that platform and say, I wish we would have had more originals from the start. There is a large gap, especially with what's going on in the world nowadays. There have been gaps to that gap that have just made me I want more Mandalorian. That's what I want. But I'm also interested to see what kind of content is on here that I know and love already, and then what gets me hyped for the future. So let's take a look at this platform and see how it differs from what we know. We start out, who is watching? Okay, it's the same case for Netflix and Disney+. I click on my name, and it takes me to their homepage, and what's the first thing you see? It's Friends. Friends is kind of the marquee element that people know prior to HBO Max becoming a thing, because we know that it left Netflix. Why did it leave? Well, it is now part of this HBO Max platform, and I look at the banners at the top, and they're highlighting multiple things. Not only Friends, but they have some HBO content. They have some content that people love from other platforms, and then as we scroll, we see featured series. What are they going to feature? I like diversity. I like having different things available from different channels. So the fact that you have Betty mixed with Big Bang Theory, which is a cable TV show, mixed with Rick and Morty, which is Adult Swim. It's a lot of variety. Just on the top banner, I scroll through, I see Impractical Jokers. That's interesting, something that I wasn't thinking about going in, but yes, they have that. Then we get into the Cartoon Network content, kind of mixing in the DC, what we know and love. Teen Titans, Doom Patrol. We know we're getting Doom Patrol Season 2. That's pretty cool to see. So you have a lot of different elements that you never expected to see together on one streaming platform that wasn't Netflix, right? But this is all Warner Brothers / HBO original content. So now that we scroll, we see the different sections. Here are the HBO Max originals on the platform right now. And the first one I want to highlight is the brand new Anna Kendrick show, Love Life. Now, once we click, we see the first 3 episodes of Love Life pop up, and they're going to go about this in the same way that Apple Plus approaches their series. They're going to drop a couple of episodes when the platform first comes out, and then they're going to go episode by episode. Now, that's not going to be the case for all of the series. I'm sure there will be series that come out using the Netflix method, where they all drop at once. But I think HBO Max is going to go more of the Disney Plus route, which, don't get me wrong, I love binging. That's what we do on this show. We binge, and we talk about it the next, if not the same day. But I do like the drop a couple of episodes and then do it week by week because the show is in the consciousness a bit longer if you do that, right? Stranger Things comes out, it's the talk of the town for 3 weeks, and then it just kind of goes away. We still love Stranger Things, but it goes away. If you drop a show like this, it will be in the consciousness for as long as it lasts, whether it's 10 episodes, whether it's 20 episodes. So I like the fact that HBO Max is taking advantage of that. The next show we see is Looney Tunes Cartoons. And yes, we're getting new episodes of the Looney Tunes. So far we see 10. There will be many more because I have heard hours and hours and hours of Looney Tunes coming. Not for sure on the date that these shows are going to be dropping weekly, but if I had to guess, I would say Friday, which is what Disney Plus and Netflix does for the most part. We see shows coming out other days, but most of the time it is every single Friday. Then we'll just kind of scroll through some of these other shows. Legendary on the Record. These are all shows that I have heard a couple of good things about, but I'm not going to dive deep just yet. The Not Too Late Show with Elmo is an interesting one. They're trying to go the Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel route with a younger audience. I find that interesting. And you look at the sheer number of originals so far, it's pretty good just for the first day of launch and knowing what's coming over the next couple of months. I could use a bit more variety here, maybe throwing in some superhero things and a couple of more animated elements, but so far it looks pretty good. We go into featured movies and talk about just variety here. We have a recent movie in Ready or Not, another recent film that is in the DC-centric world in Joker, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. So clearly the DCEU and these modern DC movies are put at the forefront, especially with the Snyder Cut announcement. But then we have movies like It Chapter 2, HBO originals like Bad Education, Good Boys, movies that you wouldn't think would be a part of this platform and are. And then we get into classics like Casablanca, Castaway, and movie everybody's talking about. It's Contagion, right? Another element that is really cool, people are so hyped up to go back and watch, and something that my wife and I plan on doing is Harry Potter. We have to remember, Warner Brothers, there's a lot, right, to this studio, and Harry Potter was one of the biggest things they have ever done. Then we have the HBO series. Every single HBO series you could want to watch is on this platform. These are editors' picks, and just looking at this list, it's some of the best ones you could possibly want to watch, but HBO has a vast exploration of shows and movies that you guys will be able to find on here, and that's just HBO. Not even everything surrounding that. Here's what I find to be really cool and something that I saw a couple of days ago that I wanted to explore. This is the Hub section. So we see something similar on Disney Plus when they highlight Pixar, Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. This obviously has a few, if not a lot, more to choose from. We go into HBO, which is obviously what they want to highlight, put at the forefront. And I talked about finding HBO shows and movies before. This is where you would look. If you want to catch up on some HBO originals, here's where you're going to go. But not only the originals, but movies that you would watch on HBO if you have HBO on cable are going to show up in this section. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into my Amazon Prime, and I'm going to delete that account because it looks like I don't need it anymore. So we go back to the Hub, and we see what is left to offer. By the way, I do love that they're highlighting the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air streaming premiere. Has never been on a streaming service prior to today, since this is the opening day. One of my personal favorite shows of all time. I grew up with the Fresh Prince. I freaking love that show. So that may be the first thing I go and I start watching. By the way, there are also a couple of things below what you would see on a standard streaming platform. You have rom-coms, the HBO Max book club movies based off of books. We'll talk about this here in just a second. Edgy animation from Robot Chicken to Primal to Rick and Morty. Adult Swim plays a huge part from what I'm seeing on this platform, mostly because of the Cartoon Network connection, but I really love the variety that I'm getting from the animation. But let's go to the next subsection, and that is DC. So the first thing we see is Season 2 of Doom Patrol, which is premiering both on the DC streaming app and HBO Max. Now, you ask me, I don't know how long the DC streaming app is going to last, but I think it's really smart that they're putting Doom Patrol Season 2 on here as well, even though I think they're going to combine in the future. But obviously they're going to highlight movies like Joker. They have the Watchmen series, epic origin stories. That's right, we're also getting some CW shows on here in Batwoman. We throw back to Steel. We have Shazam. We have Green Lantern. So not only the DC movies that are part of the current universe, but all of the DC movies. Well, not all of them just yet, but they're slowly going to be rolling out all of them, and eventually they're going to have the entire package. I love seeing the OG Batman on there, and then a lot of great animated content. I'm sure the Dark Knight movies are coming. Then we move into Sesame Workshop. We have a lot of Sesame Street content, so if your kids are looking forward to HBO Max, that is one thing that I think you should highlight to them. We have Turner Classic Movies. Here's where my film buffs come in and get really excited. Oh my goodness. Little Shop of Horrors, The Wizard of Oz. I mean, so many. Oh, look at this. A Charlie Chaplin section. This is my first time looking at this particular section, if you can't tell. The Wild West comedies for cinephiles. So all of the OG film buffs that are looking for classics to watch, here you go. I mean, they have a very wide variety, and one that gets me more excited than I even thought I could. Studio Ghibli. Yes, okay? I have been dying to see these movies come to a streaming service, and it's something that just hasn't happened yet. Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle. If you guys want to see some phenomenal animated movies, they will eventually have the entire catalog, but as of right now, my goodness, guys, these are some of the best you could possibly watch. Cartoon Network, aka the Cartoon Network Connection. Here we go. Now, these are some of the shows that I grew up with, like Dexter's Laboratory, The Powerpuff Girls. They have Steven Universe. They have both the modern shows that kids love and some of the throwbacks, Ben 10. So I like seeing this variety, and then they're highlighting the Powerpuff Girls, Best of Mojo Jojo, Steven Universe, Anthem playlist. Cartoon Network fans are going to go crazy over that section. We move from Cartoon Network to their adult section in Adult Swim. You're clearly going to highlight Rick and Morty. I like how they have Samurai Jack in this section, Robot Chicken, Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. Oh my goodness, some of the best throwbacks you could possibly imagine. One of my personal favorite sections thus far. Here is something cool as well. We already talked about Studio Ghibli, but this is the Crunchyroll section. Oh my goodness, guys. Anime for days. Look at these options. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, obviously going to be one of the highlights. But you have some pretty incredible shows that you all have been telling me in the comment section for years. Austin, you have to watch these shows. And then the final section they have is Looney Tunes. So something I also need to highlight is not only do they have featured, but they have A to Z in every single section. Some of the best classic cartoons you could possibly imagine. Kids, listen, I know this isn't something you grew up with, but it's worth your time. So I like how HBO Max is giving us a lot of options, but they're almost simplifying their platform. They're making it obvious, sectioning off these individual studios, and some may say that's a bit too simplified, but I love the simple look and feel to the platform. I love what I'm seeing so far. But where are we going with these original shows? What all do we have coming to us over the next couple of months? Well, obviously, they're going the Netflix route in bringing us shows and movies that we want to see on there right now, but they're slowly going to roll them out, such as the Sherlock Holmes franchise, Neverending Story, The Corpse Bride, The Time Traveler's Wife, Titanic. These are all films that are dropping in June. We have Cartoon Network's acclaimed series Infinity Train premiering season 2 on the platform. That's pretty cool. Obviously, we talked Doom Patrol season 2, the Adventure Time series that everyone is looking forward to. That's an original coming to the platform. So there are a handful of things, actually more than that, coming to the platform that I think are going to get people on board if they're not sold already. But here's my thing. HBO Max has just such a vast array of content already, content that we know and love, and maybe we don't want to go back and watch it again. But what's coming in the future? Not only the DC shows with their Green Lantern, not only the Snyder Cut, not only the Friends reunion, all things that could get the naysayers on board, but a lot of originals, new ideas such as this Anna Kendrick show that I'm going to check out today, and things that I think are going to sell and sway a lot of people. And HBO already has a massive audience, right? Well, you combine all of the things that we love about these other studios, and I think you have So far, you have a winner in HBO Max. I think this platform is really well done from a design standpoint. Now, I haven't experienced any glitches yet. It is opening day, opening week, so those things will come. There will be times when you have issues connecting. There will be moments when you're a bit frustrated. That comes with all of these services. Disney Plus had some issues on its first couple of days, but I love how this has something for almost everyone. And in my opinion, so far, HBO Max is a win. We have to see how they go about some of these shows. We know they're taking the weekly route. I'm interested to see that. So there you go, guys. HBO Max, a brand new streaming platform. Is it worth the money in your opinion? If you guys enjoy videos like this and you'd like to see more, be sure to smash that thumbs up button. I would love to do more. Like I said, I focus on streaming platforms, whether it's a Netflix or a Hulu, but I also need your thumbs up and your thoughts if you enjoyed this video and your opinions on what you'd like to see next. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.